that she couldn't unnerved her a little. There'd been something so easy, so simple about sitting with him. He was a total stranger, yet she'd felt completely comfortable with him. And sure, it had something to do with the fact that he was drop-dead gorgeous. But there was more to it than that. He'd had a quiet confidence that was immensely appealing. And he'd projected, without even trying it seemed, the ability to take on the world one-handed and win. He'd earned her trust in under 5 minutes, which wouldn't be weird except for the fact that her trust wasn't something she gave out freely. And certainly not so quickly. Something about him had grabbed her and wasn't letting go. She stood, and the hairs on the back of her neck prickled, an eerie tingle running down her spine. She frowned, her eyebrows drawing together as she tried to place what was triggering the feeling that something was amiss. Oh, shit! Her alarm hadn't chirped when she came in the door, reminding her to disarm it. She checked the display panel and pressed her fingertips against her mouth, heat prickling across her scalp. It had been disarmed over an hour ago. She distinctly remembered setting it before leaving. And she lived alone. Her pulse sped up and her lungs constricted, refusing to pull in enough oxygen. All the anxiety, all the fear, all the awful helplessness of that afternoon came roaring back, and any sense of calm she'd managed to restore vanished. With a trembling hand, she grabbed her phone from the table and cautiously made her way deeper into the house, dialing 911 and leaving her thumb poised over the call button. She took quiet, cautious steps, listening for anything out of the ordinary. Every single hair on her body stood at attention. With each step, the muscles of her legs felt less like muscles and more like jello, and her stomach churned uncomfortably. A creeping, prickling sensation teased along the base of her neck as she reached the semi-dark kitchen. Her phone clutched in one hand, she grabbed a kitchen knife from the block on the island with the other, her eyes darting into every corner. A car alarm went off outside, and she shrieked, nearly jumping out of her skin and dropping the knife, sending it skittering across the tiled kitchen floor. Quickly she bent and scooped it up, her heart racing as she stepped into the dining room off the kitchen. She froze at the sight of the message left for her, scrawled across the far wall of the dining room in bright red paint. Baby killer. Unable to contain the terror making it impossible to move, to breathe, to think, she screamed. Drink? True to her rock star reputation, Taylor Ross always had plenty of alcohol on hand, and tonight Sierra was beyond grateful for it. Taylor didn't wait for Sierra to answer, but headed right for the fridge in her large open-concept kitchen. Overnight bag over her shoulder, Sierra followed her, watching Taylor's slender 6-foot frame as she opened the fridge, her long blonde hair falling in messy golden waves down her back. God, yes! Sierra tossed her bag onto the floor and swung herself onto one of the chrome and leather stools lined up in front of the stainless steel island in the kitchen. Please. While Taylor opened a bottle of wine and retrieved glasses, Sierra dropped her head into her hands, bone-deep exhaustion weighing on her like lead. Her head throbbed, a hangover from the overdose of adrenaline she'd experienced. And yet she still had the energy to feel angry and violated. Because feeling angry and violated was better, easier to handle, than feeling helpless and violated. Anger she could do something with. She could harvest strength from anger. But that sickening, crumbling feeling of powerlessness, there was nothing she could do with that except fall apart. And falling apart wasn't an option. Taylor folded herself onto the stool beside her and pushed a full glass of wine toward her. She looped an arm around Sierra's shoulders and pulled her close, pressing a kiss to her temple. I'm sorry, babe. This sucks. The simple tenderness and